If my work booths were narrators, I think they would share the story of how Inis Oírr shaped my work and my life. I've been creating sculpture for nearly 30 years now, starting at a state college in California. I apprenticed under my mentor, David Elder, who instilled a love for both the process of making and for teaching. From miniature to monumental, whether stone or bronze, from detailed figurative work to symbolic and abstract sculpture, the making of objects is my great love. I live on an island in the Pacific Northwest of the US, or the upper left, where the weather is similar to Ireland's, with my special sentinels who like to take watch on their Tajma dog or 10-ton dry stone doghouse. Why not, right? My studio is a humble one. It's big enough for some classes and workshops, and it's accommodated projects of all sizes, large and small, over the last 17 years. Despite that it's an old turkey and horse barn, it's like a temple to me. It's the place where the sacred is evoked and dwells. I've traveled to Ireland about 15 times over the last decade, plus with a long maternal Fitzpatrick and Burke lineage, I inherited a love for the west of Ireland that I feel truly comes from a deeper source than my lifetime alone. Several sculptures that I've done, commissions that have arose out of this deep connection, such as the Celtic Apprentice in both bronze and stone. In 2012, I was invited to Inis Oírr by Patrick McAfee, along with Scott Hackney, my co-founder of Stonefest and the owner of Marinakos in Seattle. We attended the Féile na Gclach for the first time. International event directors came together that year, and we shared our knowledge and experience of holding events dedicated to building and working with stone. And so they say, history began. In 2013, I returned to create the Fisherman's Memorial together with Karen Sprague. We carved and completed the stone monument in 17 days and taught for the first time at the Féile na Gclach, introducing carving and letter cutting, which had never been done before at the festival. In 2014, I applied for a 1-month artist residency at the Art Center, where I was immensely inspired by the surrounding landscape. And I was also able to work with the 2014 gap year students at the local school, where we had a week or so long session of art, sculpture, and carving. It was in this month that I also was inspired by the stone walls, the architecture, and the silent yet inhabited wildness of the island, as well as it deepened my studies of Ireland's early Christian history, including the saints Cuivan in Gobnit. The following year, in 2015, I was awarded a commission of carving a memorial for the late Cuivan Shoga, the young islander who lost his life back in 1980 during the peacekeeping missions in Lebanon. This was awarded by the Irish Army and the United Nations. I collaborated with Tom Little, master letter carver and fellow instructor at the Féile na Gclach. We worked together on the island to complete the work on site from local stone. Again, as with the Fisherman's Memorial, it was an effort achieved only by the support of island friends and my adopted family, the Keneallys. Images and experiences continually inspired me, including the 3 standing priests from Cuivan's ceremony who evoked the pilgrim. The vernacular architecture found out on the Burren inspired the Gothic guardian, who I think of as my protector of creative time and space. Whispering figures gathered out on Inis Oírr, like standing stones in a wall, the wind always whispering stories of the land. It inspired this relief, the Whispering Stones, which is cast and available for collectors in both cast stone and bronze. Plants, animals, and the landscape itself inspired this abstract piece out of Connemara marble, calla lily. One cannot speak of the Aran Islands without speaking of the wind and stone. Anima Loci is spirit of place, and it definitely speaks of the wild wind when you're standing out on the cliff edge. The theme of the portal was born from the Fisherman's Memorial, and it continues to be a reoccurring theme in both my personal sculpture and memorials, whether they be in stone or bronze, speaking of passages and transitions. Just as one cannot remove the wind and stone from one's experience of Inis Oírr, I cannot think of the island without thinking of the community. The workshop, colleagues, the banter, the friends who have touched and shaped my life as much as a sculptor shapes stone. Living and working with the local islanders has been the greatest gift, and the welcome sense of belonging that I've received, I treasure as a privileged rarity. Truly, they've become my second family. And of all the community, I have to thank Pat McAfee for being the originating seed that allowed for all of these amazing events and experiences and projects to occur, and the originator of the Phelan O'Clock. So thank you, Pat. I think I speak for a lot of people. So from my island to yours, whether it be Ireland or Inis Oírr, this fall, the first in a decade, I will be staying home with my quarantine buddy. But through this digital portal, if you will, I encourage all of you to be inspired by your memories of Inis Oírr and the ground that is below your feet today, wherever you stand. And keep carving and keep building and share pictures and stay in touch. And meanwhile, please visit moroscofinearts.com, see my portfolio, view a full length of the Fisherman's Memorial video that's up on my website, and contact information is found regarding collecting or commissioning a sculpture. And I hope to see and work with you in the future. Take care and be safe.